Over the years, my wife has cut power to my smart home bulbs more times than I can count. And I've looked into it, you're not allowed to cut their fingers off, I did check. So I've had to find alternative solutions, and I found a bunch of them. But a lot of you said, I can't do wiring, I don't want to do wiring, I live in a rented property, all that kind of thing. And I thought, I just wonder, if I could find an alternative solution. So let's go back in time so I can show you exactly how I achieved that. I'm just gonna put on my communicator badge, which helps the computer lock on and transport me through the transporter system back through time to my bedroom.
That was not... Paul from the future!
What?
How many times do I have to tell you to edit things the way I want you to edit them?
Personally, I thought it was very funny. Thought you deserved a big hand.
Done that joke already.
Thanks to Shelly for sponsoring today's video and for sending me their entire BLU range. These are not only Bluetooth devices and bizarrely can actually work entirely without a smart home hub, but they can also work with a smart home hub because they're Zigbee too. Everything I achieved in the intro there was done with no wiring whatsoever, and we're going to get into exactly how I did that shortly, but you can actually do a whole wiring thing instead if you prefer. I'll explain later. This is a dual protocol. Where are you going? Listen, if this is going over your head, don't panic. I'm going to explain it all to you in childhood terms. If you've got a little baby brain like I have, I can explain exactly how this stuff works. Dual protocol just means it speaks both Bluetooth and Zigbee as languages, which means that you can connect it to more things, and it all works locally on your network. It doesn't need the cloud to do anything. It all works within your home, which means that you are secure, private, and most importantly for me, you don't need an internet connection for all of your smart home stuff to work. If you already have a whole bunch of smart home stuff working with Amazon Alexa, this thing can actually control Amazon Alexa using routines, and it is super easy to do. So I've just set up my first very important Alexa routine. It's here at the top. If button 1 is pressed, do a thing. And if my calculations are correct, you're about to see some serious shit.
Eat my butt.
It isn't, of course, local once you do that, because Alexa needs the internet, because Bezos. Jeff Bezos. But if you do want to do the whole local thing, it works directly with Home Assistant via both Bluetooth and Zigbee. So whichever protocol you prefer to use, it works on both of them. We now go to Paul from the past to explain exactly how I achieved that. Paul from the future, can you edit this one without making me look like an idiot this time? Do something cool, like, I don't know, do something cool. Make me look cool. I've replaced this light switch now probably 20 times. I can't stop replacing it. I love this thing, it's great. It's from a company called Candeo and I absolutely love it. But I have a better idea. At least I think I have a better idea. This thing is battery powered, and I have done this before. We've spoken so many times about using battery powered devices. And I think it's a good idea for a lot of people because a lot of people won't want to mess with wiring. These exist. These sit over the top of your existing light switch so that your wife can't press them anymore. And then you just put this over the top of here with some blue tack or some double back tape or whatever, and you've got light switches. But they're light switches that are a remote control for your bulbs instead of a light switch wired into the mains that your wife can keep flicking on and off. All you do is you take the existing screws out, put this thing over the top, put the screws back in again, and you've got this nice little surround to pop this on. It's designed for Philips Hue things, right? But guess what? I could just blue tack over the top of it. So I can have an on light switch, which just makes everything 100% brightness. I could have a TV mode, which just dims everything down. I could have a button that starts waterfall sounds, so that when my wife walks into this room with the baby in the middle of the night, she can press it, waterfall sounds start, instead of what currently happens.
Alexa, turn the waterfall sounds on.
What?
Turn the waterfall sounds on. Turn the waterfall sounds on.
Touch My Bum by the Cheeky Girls from Paul's Spotify.
And a last button which just turns the room off. It doesn't just turn lights off, it could turn the TV off as well. Scene buttons for doing scenes instead of a stupid light switch that your wife keeps cutting your smart bulbs off with. How cool is that? But if you don't like the idea of this gigantic box sticking off the wall, if you don't want something this big, there's another option too.
Testing a live circuit with electric on to check my tester works. The electricians will bitch in the comments anyway. Then we cut the power and we test that it's off, because 240 volts will kind of wreck your day. Then I bridge these cables with the Wago connector so the lights are always on. The electricians will bitch in the comments anyway. Then we screw on a blanket plate, the links are down below, it's an affiliate A, and that's how I get paid.
Blanking plate. It's actually nice metal blanking plate. And guess what? Magnet. I mean, I might just put some blue tack on it to steady it, but a blanking plate's this thin. I can get that on the wall, and that's as thick as it's going to be. And it's a little remote. I take a little remote away, stick it back on. Job's a good one. In all seriousness, electricity is absolutely deadly. Don't do any of this unless 1, you are 100% certain how to isolate your circuit, and 2, 100% certain how to confirm your circuit is isolated. A lot of people think it's okay to just use a multimeter and that's it. You need to make sure that your multimeter is working, so test that on a live circuit first, then test it and make sure the circuit is 100% off before you do any of this, or better yet, just contact a qualified electrician. It costs you like 60 quid, it's not a lot of money. Onto the software then. So, in order to pair this little remote to Amazon Alexa, you will need Shelly's Plus plug socket. That thing acts as the gateway. If you imagine the little remote is battery operated, it doesn't have the power itself to continuously be communicating with Alexa, and that's why the plug socket does it on its behalf. It talks to the plug socket talks to the Amazon Alexa ecosystem. You'll need to buy the plug socket, it's not expensive, and it's a one-time purchase to be able to connect as many of Shelly's Bluetooth devices as you like. The Shelly app will discover things like the plug socket and their light bulbs, and more importantly, of course, this little remote switch just by pressing a plus button, putting the thing in pairing mode, and then it discovering it. It's the same as basically any smart home device on the market. Once you've done that, if you then enable the Alexa skill in Alexa for Shelly, it then discovers those devices and you can start to use them in routines. I simply created a routine in Alexa that says, if I press button 1, make a thing happen. If I press button 2, make a thing happen. 3, 4, make things happen. Important things.
Eat my bud.
important things. So this thing has a single click, double click, triple click, and hold for each button, which means you have a total of 16 different potential outcomes when you press the buttons, which is awesome. If you're trying to pair this up using Alexa though, you need to bear in mind it only finds each button. It doesn't find double click, triple click, and hold for each button. If you want to use those things, it's still possible. You would need the Shelly app to do it, and in Shelly you create a scene that relies on the double press of a button, and then that scene can trigger Alexa instead, and that will also appear as a potential trigger for routines in Alexa. So why is this, or what's wrong with it? If you are not into this stuff, you might find it a little bit complicated to get your head around the concept of creating a scene in the Shelly app that is discovered by Amazon Alexa that you can then use a trigger in routines. Much easier to just do the 4 buttons. Honestly, if you don't know what you're doing with this stuff, you'll still be able to use each button very easily. Later on, you can graduate to doing double clicks, triple clicks, and holds if you want to. And now Home Assistant. And this is an elephant in the room. An elephant in the room. ZHA, which is what most people use to do the whole integrating of Zigbee devices into Home Assistant, doesn't have a proper driver for it. So it will hear all of the individual clicks, but in the background and not so that you can trigger routines with them. If you want to create an automation in Home Assistant using a single click or a double click or a hold or anything, you're going to need to do a little bit more work. I've done it for you. In the description for this video is a blueprint that you can install to Home Assistant and instructions how to install the blueprint, and it will do all of the hard work for you so that you can use those things in an automation. But I just wanted to point out you can't do that yourself. I had to use ChatGPT to figure out how to create the blueprint and went from there. I've done it all the hard work for you, but if you wanted to do anything outside of what I've already done, you're going to need to go to ChatGPT and talk to it, at least at time of filming. Maybe they will have fixed this by the time you have heard this information. That was another terrible end to this sentence. I'm quite tired because, you know. And finally, none of Shelly's BLU range are Matter enabled, which seems a little bit behind the times, I guess. It means that you can't use them with Apple HomeKit, should you either be an Apple HomeKit user or be thinking, one day I'm going to move on to that. This, again, might change. If they make their little smart plug Matter enabled, the little smart plug will be advertising all of these things to whatever it is that your Matter devices are, but only once they make their smart plug Matter enabled, which currently it is not. I'm probably going to be checking out the remaining Shelly BLU products as time goes on, so why not hit that subscribe button and get to see more of this guy doing that stuff. These incredible people are my patrons from Patreon, without whom I wouldn't be able to do this for a living. I try and thank one personally every week, and this week it's Eric Cornstrop, who is my latest patron. Dude, thank you so much. If you want to be like those guys or like that guy, you can come and do that at either Patreon or buy me a one-off beer at PayPal, and either way, I will genuinely love you forever. These are my Facebooks and my X, my Threads and my Instagrams and my TikToks coming out there. I can be best friends. See you next time.